Hey guys, it's Jen here. I am trying this new system of Facebook Living, so this will be my first one, and it's a little bit of a tough one. But first, I just want to say, a big thank you to everybody that has reached out to me this week. I have heard from literally thousands of people this week. Sorry, it's very emotional for me, so I'm gonna like take little breaks. I'm trying not to cry. Try not to cry. Hey everybody, that's here. Hey guys. So I just really want to say thank you for reaching out to me, sending me love, and making me feel important and powerful and strong. And I'm not always, and I'm not today. I had a good day yesterday. Today's not such a good day. um, but this is the thing. This is like real, and so I've decided this week that I have to make a decision, right? Um, my decision is either to curl up in a ball and cry, and just think negative and think about how much this sucks because, by the way, this does fucking suck badly. Um, or I can be public about this. Sorry, you guys. And it's really hard to be public about. And the weird thing is that I don't really know why. Like, there is an embarrassment and there is a feeling of shame, and I know that nothing I did caused this, and I can't help it. And I guess I want everybody out there to know that's just diagnosed that you can't help it either. It's just, it's not by fault. I'm the kind of person who eats healthy. I go to the gym. I barely drink. I don't take artificial sweeteners. I use, organic cleaning stuff. I mean, I'm that girl, and I don't know, maybe just like growing up on Long Island is a bad thing because a lot of us get cancer here, and breast cancer specifically. But so I can either curl up in a ball, or I can put myself out there and I can get my ass out of bed every morning and create purpose behind this. And I've chosen to do that. And I just want to say I'm not an expert. I'm not a cancer expert. I'm not a breast cancer expert. I'm just a girl who has breast cancer, who's trying to figure out how to get through it and how to kick it and save other women at the same time. And it's like kind of ironic as a boudoir photographer to be diagnosed with breast cancer and have to have my breasts removed. I spent my entire life teaching women that they are worthy and they are more than just what their body is, and that they're lovable no matter what. And it's kind of ironic how I need that message, not myself. So giving me purpose of doing this and coming out and speaking about it publicly is going to help me through it. And I hope that you guys will be with me, not just to support me, but to support all the women out there that need the support right now. Because the truth is that you don't know what it's like until it happens to you. You don't. And it's the most fucked up, crazy thing I've ever felt in my entire life, and it's really scary. And I know I will be okay. That's the crazy thing. I know I'll be okay in the end. But like, there's so many questions. Like, when is the end? And what is my treatment going to be? And what stage am I at? And what is this going to look like? And am I going to get cancer again? And am I going to live a long life? And there's a lot of what ifs. And your head can start like getting really crazy with them. So this is really hard. This this right now is really hard. For me to be raw in public like this is really hard. And my heart is pounding. But I don't know, if I save one woman's life, it'll be worth it. So that's it. I'm just going to take one day at a time. And what sucks is like Wednesday, I'm not going to have boobs anymore, but I'm also not going to have cancer anymore. So I'm just trying to look at it that way and be really happy that, and really grateful that I'm in care of amazing doctors. I'm sorry guys, I'm reading your comments as they're flying by. But I'm really grateful that I have treatment available to me. I have great insurance. I have an amazing family and friends in my community. Sorry. My community has come together to support me. The women and the men in this community that I live in are just blowing me away right now. And it's hard. Like, you know what? The hardest thing in the world for me is to accept help. I don't know how to do it. I'm the helper. I'm the one that uplifts. I'm the one that loves. I'm the one that makes people feel better. And I don't know how to take it from other people sometimes. So I'm open to realizing there's a lot of learning in that as well for me right now. And for those of you who have reached out to me and commented or prayed or even just thought about me and didn't reach out, and for everybody in this community in Roslyn, I just want to say thank you because it's very humbling. Okay. I'm trying to get it together. And I swore I wasn't going to cry. I was feeling pretty good. I was like, I'm not going to cry. So fuck that, I guess. I see Neil is here. Everybody say hi to Neil and wish him good health. Neil had a heart attack in Italy. What's going on with all these photographers lately? So love to you, Neil. Okay, so one of the things that I want to talk about is self-detection, you guys, because, and I've gotten a lot of questions about this, and I think people feel almost a little funny asking because of the stress that's going on right now. But I want to be open about it and tell everybody, what's going on and how I discovered it, because I think it's really important for everybody to know. Okay, so about 2 years ago, I went in for a regular mammogram. I was 40 for our 40th birthday here in America, at least. I don't know what it's like overseas, but we get the beautiful gift of having mammograms. And they saw something on my left breast, and it turned out to just be some calcifications. And if anybody knows anything, and again, I'm not an expert and I'm not a doctor, and I can only educate you with what I know. There's plenty of information out there on the web. There was some calcifications. Calcifications can often turn into cancer, but they often do not. So they wanted to monitor those. So they asked me to come back in 6 months, which I did. Again, mammogram, sonogram. I happen to have very dense breasts, and a lot of women do. And if you do have dense breasts, it's super important for you to get sonograms, not just mammograms, because mammograms do not pick everything up. So I went back 6 months later. 6 months later, calcifications looked the same. Come back in another 6 months, let's just make sure. Went back 6 months later, everything looked the same, no problem. But while they were doing my sonogram, they happened to notice in both sides of my breast that I have very cystic breasts. And cysts also can sometimes, I guess, turn into cancer or be, they wanted to sort of track the pattern of the cysts. So they asked me to come back in 6 months. That was in January. Around, I want to say, February, I'm not exactly sure of the timeline, but around February, I noticed a picture of myself. It could have been for all the photographers out there, it could have been around the WPPI time. There was a photo, and I noticed in this area here, in the image, that there was a shadow that I had never really seen before, like a bump, right? And I maybe wouldn't have even noticed it if I wasn't a photographer. But there was this sort of shadow over here, and I thought to myself, what is that? That's weird. And I started feeling around, and there was something happening here. And at the time I was working out a lot and I had lost a few pounds, and I thought, oh, okay, maybe it's just muscle. It's right where my pectoral muscle is. So maybe it's just muscle, but it was kind of weird that it wasn't on the other side, but it wasn't huge. So I just kind of let it go. I was just there in January. If there was something to see, they would have seen something, right? So between January and about 6 weeks ago, it really started to kind of bother me sometimes. Now, because my breasts are very cystic, and this is totally TMI, the fact that I'm putting this out there, I don't know what's wrong with me, but again, if I could save somebody's life, it'll be worth it. Because my breasts are very cystic, usually the week before my period, they swell quite a bit. And so there are times I felt it more than others, and I was like, oh, it seems to be coming or going. But I guess it was really more of just my breast swelling. And I turned to my husband one day and I just said, hey, what is, have you ever felt this before? What is this? I don't know what this is. And he said to me, call the doctor. And I said, you know what? I'm going in 6 weeks. I'm sure if there was something, they would have seen it in January. So I'll just wait the 6 weeks. So on 2 Mondays ago, I think it was July 11th or July 10th, something like that. I went to the doctor. I did not have a mammogram scheduled. I only had a sonogram scheduled just to double check the cysts. They checked the cysts. Everything looked okay. And as they were finishing up, I said to the radiologist, do me a favor, just for shits and giggles, can you check out this spot for me? And so I have a bad habit of like watching the screen as they do it. And so I know like what I've seen before, like this big, right? This is what they're monitoring. And she sort of just kind of pushed down really hard. And all of a sudden there was something this big that showed up on the screen. And I just knew, I just saw it there. And I knew it wasn't good. The doctor said to me, I'm not letting you leave here without a biopsy. There's no way. And I want to have the results to you immediately. He was going on vacation in a couple of days. So he's like, we're going to get the results as fast as we can. So they biopsied it. For anybody that needs to have a biopsy, it's really not that scary. It's not fun, but it's not really as scary as it sounds, or just don't look at the needles because they're like this big. He biopsied it and he sent it off, and then that was Monday, and he prepared me. He let me know it's not going to be good, that the chances were it was breast cancer, and he sort of prepared me. But the truth of the matter is you're never really prepared. You can't really wrap your head around something like that so quickly. So I got a phone call around 1 o'clock on Wednesday, and he said, is this Jen? I said, yeah. I said, this is Dr. So-and-so. Do you have a few minutes? And when he said, do you have a few minutes, I went, oh, that's not good. That doesn't sound good. And yeah, the news wasn't good. But even with bad news, there's some good news, and I will get to that in a minute. So the type of cancer that I have is called invasive lobular carcinoma, and it's the second most popular type of breast cancer. However, the most popular type is a ductal cancer, and the 80-something% of women get that. So this is a much smaller number of people that get this type of cancer, and only 10% of the people that get lobular cancer have invasive lobular cancer. And what does invasive means? It means that the cancer cells are literally growing into the fibers of my breast. So when somebody has like a ductal cancer, they have a tumor, right? Like a nice round little tumor, they know right where it is. For me, it's not like that. So for me, it's about this big, and about this wide. And this is where the fibers of my breast, this is where the cancer is growing. And so it's a bunch of little cells that have made their way invasively through the lobules of my breast. And because of that, I think it's really important for me to tell you that what I am feeling is not a lump. It's not a little lump. It feels like a swollen muscle. I thought it was a muscle. I didn't know that this is what you should be feeling for. And I think our entire lives, women tell me if you feel this way, that we're taught to feel for a lump, and this isn't that at all. And so I just really want to emphasize to you guys, if you feel anything abnormal, anything, not to be afraid to say something to your doctor. And especially, I know I have a lot of Long Island friends on here watching right now, especially if you're from Long Island. Our cancer rates are ridiculously high. If you feel anything abnormal, please see your doctor. I can't tell you how much I wish I would have said something to the doctor back in February instead of waiting until July to see him. And I'm usually one that's pretty on top of things with my health. So I think it's just, I really want to drive that point home, you guys. It did not feel like a lump, and I'm not even sure, maybe you could see it a little bit. It's a little swollen in here. The shape of it has changed a little bit because of the biopsy. It swells, and then it shrinks a little, and then it gets bigger, and it gets harder, and it's really uncomfortable. Also, I'm very lucky that it's up here. Let's see if I can show you this, versus like down here, because it was much more obvious. Invasive lobular cancer is very hard to detect because it doesn't usually grow in this area, and when it does grow in your breast, it's very, very hard to feel. It was not visible with a mammogram at all, and my mass is about 4 centimeters long and about almost 3 centimeters wide, which is pretty big. When I had the biopsy, they put a titanium marker in it, and then they did a mammogram after to see if they can find the marker, and they couldn't even find that. So absolutely 100%, if you have dense breasts or you have the opportunity to have sonograms in addition to mammograms, it's so, so, so important. I'm trying to make sure I hit all the points that I wanted to hit. Sonograms, mammograms, 100%, you have to do it. And I know some people say, well, mammograms cause cancer, and, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I'm hearing a lot of things about treatment is worse than the cancer itself, and I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, you guys. I'm not a scientist, but all I know is that I'm really fucking lucky that they found it. Um, they're almost sure that my lymph nodes are clear, which we're not good. Everybody say a prayer for that, because if they are, that would be a huge triumph for me. Um, and there was something else I was going to say, and I'm losing my train of thought. I mean, if you guys have questions, I'm watching the comments fly by. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer them for you. I know a lot of people don't want to go for their testing because they're afraid of finding something, but I have to be honest with you, not finding it would be way scarier than finding it and dealing with it head on. You know, I have a chance at life because I found it. Yeah, I hope at least. So anyway, I went to the doctor. Turns out, yes, I have cancer. I'm being treated at Memorial Sloan Kettering. And they went over all the different options. The crazy thing about cancer is you expect to kind of go and see the doctor, and the doctor says, you know, here's what you need to do. Oh, Vanessa says, did the lump hurt? No, it doesn't hurt. It's not sore. I mean, now it's annoying because they were playing with it, and I think it's mad. But no, it never hurt. It was never sore. I once in a while get a little shooting pain in there, but I never really thought twice about it. I don't know how else to explain it. I knew like probably about a month before I started feeling like my gut was telling me something wasn't right. But it wasn't like anything I really ever felt before. It didn't really hurt. It hurts more now. Like I said, they played with it and now it's pissed off. So it hurts a little bit now. But so when you go to the doctor, they give you the different options and then go, okay, which one do you want? Do you want a lumpectomy, a single mastectomy, or a bilateral mastectomy? And I'm like, I don't know. What do I want? You know? So this is the thing. If you know somebody that's just diagnosed or you're just diagnosed, you have to do a lot of research, but don't Google shit. That's the best advice I can give you. What I've learned very quickly is the people that are Googling or that write stuff on these support groups or whatnot are the people that are having trouble, and the people that need support, and the people that are doing well and have successful surgeries are outliving their lives, and they're not necessarily posting on the internet. So you have to be careful what you read. But it is very important to go to, like, you know, certain breast cancer organization sites, start educating yourself. It makes the conversations with the doctors much easier to understand what they're talking about. And essentially the doctors and I had a long conversation, and we've agreed that a double mastectomy is the way to go. And so I will have it on Wednesday, and I will have it on Wednesday, and I will start reconstruction. They will be putting in expanders to make room for what will be implants eventually. And I guess my boobs are going to look awesome. I don't know. There's different types of mastectomies. There's radical, there's partial, there's nipple sparing, there's all different sorts of things. I cannot believe I'm saying this on Facebook, but I am not a candidate for nipple sparing mastectomy, so I will not have any nipples. If I choose to have reconstruction surgery on that, I can later, or they can be tattooed. There's like this amazing team in Maryland that does these 3D tattoo nipples, and if I choose to do that, I will. Which sucks, but it is what it is. The hardest part for me, I think, in this whole thing was when my doctor told me that I'm not going to have any feeling in my chest, and that I guess the nerve endings get cut out, and that when I hug somebody, I may not feel it the way I do now. And so the thought of like hugging my children or hugging my family and my friends and my loved ones and not feeling it the same way is really scary for me. That's one of the things that I'm most upset about. But I'm just going to find another way, you know, to make it work. And hopefully next time any of you see me, my friends, or, oh, my screensaver just went on, my friend or my colleagues, and you hug me, I hope that, you can still feel that love from me, because that's the most important thing, is that that love is still there, and that warmth is still there. And as long as that is, it doesn't matter to me what it looks like. It's more about the connections with people that I worry about, I guess. But I also know that like all these new connections are going to be made, because already so many people I don't even know have reached out to me that have been through this or have had a family member through this, and are supporting me. And if I can do anything to support anybody out there that's going through something like this, please reach out to me, because that's what I want to do. Yeah. So I know, I'm sorry, you guys. Maybe I shouldn't even be apologizing for crying. I think it's pretty fucking normal right now. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy right now, but I feel really blessed, and I feel really grateful. And I'm really happy to answer anybody's questions about anything, because there's so many women that are walking around with this right now that don't even know, and they have to know, because it's the only way that they're going to have a chance, and there's so many of you here right now, and I just really appreciate you watching and being with me through this journey. And you know what? I'm a photographer, so I'm going to journal this. And if you guys want to follow along, great. And if you don't, that's fine too. I know some people are like, I just can't even deal with negative stuff right now. But I would like to think that this is not negative, that this is going to be positive, and that the education that I put out there will help save people. And I'm going to take pictures and I am going to share them with you guys, and I'm just going to make this purposeful. That's the only way I can really see getting through it, is having a purpose. There has to be a reason why I was called on with this, and I think it is because I have such a big female audience, and I have the ability to reach people, and I hope that you guys will help me reach people that you love and help save them. And I just really love all of you, and I just really want to say thank you. I think maybe I've cried enough on the internet today. So I'm going to go. But I will keep you updated, and I will do another live before my surgery, and I will certainly come live after my surgery. And, if anybody needs any support with anything, I'm here for you too. So I love you guys, and I hope you have a great day, and smile and be grateful and love your life. And I love my life. This is a shitty thing that's happening in my life, but my life is still awesome. And I don't plan on changing that ever. Love you. Bye, guys.